Hello everyone. I keep forgetting about that thing. Just kind of keeps the hair out of my eyes. Alright, let's see if I can find me. Find me on Facebook. There we go. So what's everybody up to today? Still working on masks. Everybody else working on masks? Hello, Michelle. Everybody else still working on masks too? I think I'm dreaming about masks in my sleep. I think I have nightmares. I think the masks are chasing me around. I'm just way over this. My sister came by and picked up the ones I made for her. She's like, just leave it on the French step. Okay. I don't blame her. I wouldn't want to be around anybody I didn't have to be. So funny, it keeps telling me, continue watching on your TV. I know that there's a way to throw it onto your TV, but I just can't even. I don't even think the one I have in front of me is a smart TV anyways. And Lord, who wants to see themselves on TV, a big, like, 55-inch TV? Not me, bud. Hey, Miss Judy, welcome. Glad you could join us. I'm just kind of doing my thing back here, over here. Cutting out some lining for some masks that I'm still working on. Fortunately, I'm getting down to the end of my list. I'm just hoping that, you know, people won't get upset because it's taken me so long to get through it. Because I'm going to tell you, it's been hard. I mean, like last night was my day off, so I spent the day, most of my day out in the studio, what I call the studio, which is where I do my long arm quilting. I decided to take time for me. I'm working on something out of my comfort zone. A bit scrappy. Oh, I can't wait to see that. Because you're pretty great with most of the stuff you work on, so I can't wait to see what you've been working on. Yeah, last night I was working on my scrappy quilt, but I got it quilted. The whole thing is done, completely quilted. I absolutely love it. I went back after I quilted the whole thing in like a blue or gray. I went back and re-quilted it in reds with flamingos and a love and some geckos on it and a few little sayings at the bottom. It's really cute. I can't wait for it to actually be finished. I just have to do the you know, that thing, binding. Yeah, that thing I detest. You know, and they made that foot where it supposedly makes it easier for you to do the binding, you know, just zip, zip, zip. Problem is it mounts on the side. You know, it has the two screws on the side. None of my machines have those screws. None of them. None of them are like that. Hey, Miss Jerry, welcome. Boy, we're getting quite a few in so early today. All right. Welcome, ladies. Woohoo. I'm getting kind of excited now. I posted some more fabric that I have for sale. Somebody actually called me and asked me, you know, some specifics, like if I had this or this, and so I posted some of it for them, and they picked out what they wanted. I don't know if that's quite light or not. Hang on a sec. Hey, Miss Janice, welcome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go that way. All right. We'll give it just another minute. Boy, we're up to 10 already. You guys rock. Welcome. Did everybody have a good weekend? Okay, everybody take a moment and post. I think you're able to post a picture. Let me see. Well, maybe not. I'm gonna see. Let's welcome, y'all. Let me take a look here for just a second. I thought you would be able to. Wow, it did not like that. My tablet did not like that at all. Okay, give me just a second here. Let me see if we're able to post. I wanted you to post a picture right on here. Well, maybe you can't. Okay, hang on. Give me one more minute. Today's block is actually very, very easy. The block I chose today was a, oh, I gotta turn this way down. Okay. The block I chose today is actually 3 blocks. Yeah, 3 blocks. And the way I designed it, if you decide to only do the 12 blocks to make the quilt, at least one side will have 4. So it needs to be at least 4 long for these pieces to work. So you can put one on one side, one on the other. Or you can put them together and just put them all down one side. But I thought half on one side, half on the other. Now, if you decide to go to 20, you got it made, because you're going to have, it's going to be 4 across the top and 5 down. And then you can put this, either piece, you know, one on top, one on the bottom, or however way you want to do it. Now, it's going to make it go kind of square, but what the heck. So block number 12, I believe we're going to have to do 2. So I might demonstrate part of it, and then you guys finish that after. That's if you want to try and stay to an hour. And then I'll demonstrate the other block, or we'll talk through the other block, and then you can work on the rest of it at home. Originally, I was going to do a really complicated block with lots of little pieces, and I decided, nah, let's not do that. We'll save that for the 13 through 20. So 13 through 20 is actually going to be a little more complicated. So let's see here. I'm trying to see if I can, it's not going to let me. Okay, so just at some point today, make sure you post a picture of what you worked on this weekend. Just, you know, saying that this is in answer to the live. Okay. So today's block's gonna be pretty simple. Sorry about that. We should be able to get through it pretty quickly. Let me put my mask making stuff out of the way, and let's see what we've got here. So originally this block, it has all kinds of names, and I actually forgot to look up the other name for it, because one of the other magazines, I've seen it in a couple of different magazines. Some people call it a lasagna, some people call it strippy, some people call it, there's a whole nother name for it. Somebody designed it so that it was really kind of cool looking, but it's pretty much all the same thing. And so there's only, per strip, there's only 2 pieces. So I'm going to show you how I did it, and then let you figure out how you want to do it. Okay? So, this one is really actually pretty simple. But like I said, tomorrow we're actually going to do 2, because you're going to need to have that 11th block to make up the 3 by 4, the 12. So you need 12 blocks, and this is just kind of like an add-on. Okay. We'll move that over there. So how was everybody's weekend? Mine was good. I mean, it was Easter. We listened to televangelists all day long. The channel was on, I think, Daystar all day long. And May did her Easter egg hunt right here in the house. We hid Easter eggs around the house for her, so she did her Easter egg hunt around the house. And I worked in the garage most of the day. And I don't know what I do with my glasses. Now give me one quick second. I will be right back. Okay, I'm back. Well, hello, Miss Kathy. Welcome. Welcome. Glad you made it on. Don't forget, today is supposed to be the cutoff date for this beautiful quilt that we're going to be making. We'll start on the 22nd. Comes with the, let's see, you register. I send you an invoice. You can either buy top only, or you can get the whole kit, which means you get the batting, the backing, everything to make the top plus the binding. Now, of course, that means we pick out your colors for you, but... sometimes it's kind of nice. And it's, you know, when you get the batting, the back end, all that stuff together, it actually is a discount. Because if you think about it, all that stuff, it gets pretty pricey. So this is pretty much kind of the last day for it. I figured if we have local people that are still interested, we can still, because we can drop those off. But really, it's all about the shipping. We'll make sure we have enough time to get the kits shipped to you. So for anybody who is out of state or out of the local area, this is the last chance you'll have to be able to get in on this quilt. It's quite beautiful. Make sure you private message me. I can send you the link, or you can go right into my SRQ Quilter and find it. It's on there as well. Okay. I'm here, been busy reorganizing. Fun stuff. Yep, you're right. I was too. That was one of the things I did. I had to iron something. I think I was ironing my back, and oh no, it was my batting. Oh my gosh, I had to add some batting, because as usual I managed to cut it wrong. After I cut it, I was like, oh man. And so I was about this short on the edge, and so I trimmed it up real good, made sure it was real straight, and added a batting. And that I can thank Miss Janice for as well, because I believe she was the one that showed me how to nest up the batting and using the tape, the batting tape, and match it up. It worked out great. Thank you so much, Miss Janice. You've been instrumental in helping me get past some of my oopses. Okay. So here's what we're going to do. Hey, Miss Brenda, can I pay the difference and do the full kit? Absolutely, Miss Brenda. Absolutely. I'll send you another invoice. Just go ahead and pay it, and I'll make sure it all gets out to you, okay? I might have to bump up the shipping just a little bit, because the batting and the backing get a bit heavier. So I'll add a little extra for shipping, if that's all right. Let's go ahead and, what we're going to do, let's go ahead and match up all of our fabrics. We can just do that quick chain piecing on that. Just go ahead and match them all up. Now what I like about this technique, because it's not really a block so much as it's a technique, what I like about this is you can kind of make it at random. It's very, very random in its size, or you can make it planned out. But me, I like randomness. It's kind of like my life. My life, I feel like, is very random. You can, it doesn't have to be this 40 with the 8-inch added onto it. It can be, you know, the full length of the jelly roll, and then you just add, you know, strips onto the end. And you can make all the strips the same size, like we're doing with the 8. Say instead you do a 10-inch or a 15 or 20-inch. Just do them all like that. And then you can use this same method to help to decide which way, you know, which way you want these done. And we can talk about it more as we get into it, just so I can explain it to you. I'm sorry. I'm going on like very little sleep. I feel like my brain is like complete mush. When I stayed up last night working on my my scrappy quilt, which is completely quilted, I stayed up way too late. I didn't get out of my garage until 4 in the morning. And then of course I just can't fall asleep. I have to watch a little bit of TV. Hey Roberta, welcome sweetie. Okay, put that down there. Hope everybody got the instructions last night. If not, you know, you can work on this later. So, just trying to make sure I have the right side. I think I'm finally getting the hang of this now that we're almost done. Again, we have 12 is tomorrow. 12 is when we're going to be doing the drawing as well. So we'll either do it in the beginning or we'll do it in the end. I haven't decided yet. I mean, I said to do it at the end, but I think I haven't decided. All right, so here's what we are doing the drawing for. And again, all you need to do to register for this is just send me your email. Either private message me your email, or you can send it to my srqquilter@gmail.com. That's srqquilter@gmail.com. That will put you in for the drawing. This is a 40 strip jelly roll pack. They call theirs strips. And this one is a 5-inch what we recognize as a charm pack, but it's called chips. And they match, so you can use these together to make a really nice quilt. And these are going to be in the drawing. Please make sure you send me your email so I can get you into the drawing, which will be tomorrow. We are finally down to the last day. Now, that's not the last day of this. I'll see what else I can find to raffle off. Not raffle, because we're not raffling. We are just simply, it's simply a giveaway. Does not cost anybody anything except me. And that's okay. It's the way I like it. Okay. So let's come on over here. We're going to go ahead and we're going to sew down the edge on every single one of these all at one time. And this is called chain piecing. Now, everybody has different terminologies and technologies and blah, blah, blah. And you can call it whatever you want to. I'm all for do it your way. Have it your way. I know, I took that off of Burger King. Actually, you know, right now, Burger King sounds really, really good. I think I'm starting to get loony. Getting a little stir crazy. Thank you guys. Thank you for all the love-in. You guys rock. You know, I'm so excited about my my scrappy quilt, and I just can't wait to show it to somebody. In fact, but there's nobody to show it to, so I drug it out, and I'm like, guys, look. And you know, the first thing this morning, look, I finished it. Here, let me show you. And they start talking. I'm like, no, you have to pay attention. You have to take a look at my quilt. So I can tell I'm starting to get a little stir crazy when I start making my family look at all my projects. I'm just glad they like my projects. You know, I did a table runner. I called it Seeing Red Table Runner. I don't know why I called it that, but it's because it was mostly red, I guess. Anyways, so I did a Seeing Red Table Runner for a class, and it turned out really, really well, and I really liked it. I think it's just a little bit wide. I'd like it a little bit narrow, but that's okay. We'll deal with that later. Anyways, so when I finally got it finished, which was, believe it or not, during this pandemic, I thought to myself, what am I going to do? I hear I've got this thing. Okay, now go ahead and cut them apart. And we got the nice little purple thing here. And it's not called the purple thing. It's called the cutting gizmo. Okay. So back to my table runner. So my table runner, I'm like, you know, I really like this thing, and I'd like it to last. What am I going to do? You know, it's a table runner. Kids spill things everywhere. It's always a mess. And then I remembered I had a can of Scotch Guard. And so I thought, well, what can it hurt? You know, I'll just do a little spot, see if it stains. Well, it didn't stain. It actually worked out really, really well. And so I put my table runner down. Sure enough, first day, somebody, hey, Valentina, show us. Okay, I'll get it. It's huge, but I'll get it. Hang on. So anyways, so first day, somebody drops food on it. And I think, oh, no, it's terrible. It's going to be so ruined. Guess what? That Scotch Guard held up like a champ. I mean, I picked the food up, not a single spot. So if you ever want to do a table runner or something cool or placemats or whatever, that Scotch Guard, I don't have the can in front of me, but it's a Scotch Guard kind of stuff. It's a red and white can. It's an aerosol spray. Yeah, I said aerosol. Worked fantastic. So that is a good way to do that if there's something you don't want ruined. And when you get it through the wash, though, because I finally had to wash it. Once you get it through the wash, iron it, and then you have to spray it again, because when you wash it, it does take it out. Just a little FYI there. Okay, now, for the second half of this, you're going to make a circle. See? Cute little circle. So you're going to stitch it closed on the end. And we're going to do that with all of them. Now, if you had like all fabric and you're going to be doing a bunch of the same fabric, you could kind of do the same thing. Just take the whole strip from the whole width of fabric, stitch on the end your whatever your accent fabric is, and then stitch it closed like a circle, and then cut it in strips or however wide you need it. And then you can use this next method that we're going to do. And I'm serious, it's going to be very, very fast. So y'all get busy talking. Chit chat with me. Keep me from going crazy, please. Ah! I'm hoping that with as tired as I am right now, maybe, just maybe, I can go to bed early tonight and get my schedule back on track. I don't like getting up so late in the day. I feel like most of my day is gone. And then I feel like all I do is run around all day long trying to figure out what it was I was trying to do. What was I trying to get accomplished? And then it's 3 o'clock in the morning before I realize what I got it done and what I need to finish. Okay. Now once we get these all pinned together, again, we're going to chain piece. Let me go run and grab my quilt real quick. And I'll see if we can see my fun quilt. I'll be right back. Okay, so it's right there. We'll put it right there for now. All right, so go ahead and let's stitch this bad boy closed. Alrighty. So this should make it exactly 4 feet long. It should turn out to be 48.5 inches. And, which, like I said, if you're doing the 3 by 4, three blocks by 4 blocks, then you should be, this should go down the side. And if you do it as 3 on one side, 3 on the other, then it kind of adds an interesting accent on the ends, on the edges. Or you can put all 6 together and just put it on one side or the other. Either way. Or you don't have to include it at all. I just thought we'd do something simple today. Especially because I don't think my brain can handle not so simple. So, speaking of not so simple, I was looking through one of the magazines last night, and I saw this really, really cute quilt that they did right through the magazine. They did it in like 3 sections, 3 months worth of, and that was the first time I'd seen it, I guess because I don't actually subscribe to that magazine. I just happened to buy it while I was out. And I thought, because somebody said something about pineapples, and I thought maybe we could do that one. But I'm going to tell you what, the blocks were a little more complicated. It's definitely geared towards an intermediate person, someone with a little more quilting knowledge. So I don't want us to get, past what we can keep everybody interested in. But it was really, really cute. The colors were really bright. I could see about getting, some of the fabric put together. So if somebody would wanted to buy a kit, we could, make everybody's match, or you can just provide your own fabric like we've been doing. But anyways, kind of think about it and tell me what you think. We got about 9 more of these before we're done. And then, of course, we have that class coming up on the 22nd and the 29th. So at least 2 days. Okay, so now that we have them put together, here's what we're going to do. This does not have to be exact, but you're going to pick 3 that you want to put together, like I do up here. Pick 3. Sorry, hang on. There we go. Pick 3 that you like, and we're going to put those together. Let's see, kind of like this one with this one. And then this one, this one. And then these three together. Okay, so I've got mine picked out. So here's what I picked out. So I got this color with this color with this color. So I got a light, medium, dark-ish. And you don't have to do light, medium, dark. Just whatever floats your fancy, okay? And then I've got this one that I chose for, you know, light, medium, dark. And I actually had to add another color, so I picked this one out of my stuff because I thought it would kind of went along with it. And so I'll use the couple of 2.5 strips later on in the quilt to kind of add it in. And like I said, you can do that. You can add another color in, just kind of add it in gradually. And so I believe this should help to even that out. Alrighty. Now, next step is you're going to cut these, but you're going to cut these in a random pattern. So if you're going to cut, I don't recommend right in the middle. So cut one over here, because you want them in different degrees. One here, and then we're going to cut another one kind of extreme. And since, you know, it doesn't matter one end or the other, so this end and this end would actually match up pretty much because they're cut almost the exact same length. Just a matter of which way do you put them on, you know. Do you want to put it on both short pieces at the top, or are you going to put one short piece at the bottom and one at the top? That being said, now let's put them together. And you can do your, you know, it doesn't have to be light, medium, dark. You can put your dark in between the two. It doesn't have to be right perfect. So you could do like this, or like that. So you just kind of want them random. And if this piece was longer, you can stagger it more. But we only have 8 inches to work with, so it's kind of short. So you decide how you want it, and then we're going to stitch those together, okay? All right, so let's get that one there. And then this one I'm going to cut way back here because I really want it kind of short. And this one I'm going to put right. I'm going to cut this one right here. And then this one right there. Okay. Like I said, it's 8 inches, so it's not much to work with. But if that was, you know, 2.5 by width of fabric plus 10, 15, 20 inches extra on your accent fabric, it would actually give you a lot more to work with, a lot more degree of difference in those strips. Come on over here. Now I've seen whole quilts done in this, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. And really, it's the, in my opinion, it's the accent color that really makes the difference. So, we're going to match them up. You can pin them if you want to. Please feel free. But I'm just going to kind of wing it right now. And the stitching should be easy because it's just one long strip. And I'm going to crank it up a little bit. Just make sure you kind of stay on target there. And if you see it starting to wander off, go ahead and readjust. So I lived in Hampton, South Carolina for 20-some years. It had become like home to me. I mean, home away from home. And I just found out yesterday they had 3 really bad storm cycles come through and just demolished houses all over the place. I've got people checking in, you know, close friends checking in to let everybody know how they're doing, you know, and how they're faring. One of them was my daughter, Taylor. Her best friend, she and her baby's daddy do not live together, so he had her last night. And she woke up to a phone call letting her know that they were both okay, but that his house was destroyed. And, you know, I can't even imagine what that would have been like, you know, getting that phone call. I'm just so grateful that, you know, everything is okay and that the baby's all right. Okay, now we're going to put that other one on. And again, you can go ahead and combine all 6 of them, or you can just go ahead and do the 3 and the 3. I was just thinking it would be kind of cool to do it on the edge or the top, depending upon how many blocks you wind up with. You know, 3 on one and 3 on the other. But again, you may not even like this one, and that's okay. You don't have to like them all, I promise. I won't bite much. So the one of the blocks that I was thinking about doing, I went ahead and cut it out, part of it, and it has 48 1.5 inch blocks. Now, the trick to that is since it's a 1.5 inch block, you can actually do the double cut of the half square triangles, because you can make it just large enough that you can do 2 out of 1 square. But that is a lot of teeny tiny little blocks. But the block was so cute. And I really had to rework that one to get it to work. I think I did like 4 different graphs on it just to try to make that block turn into a block. But like I said, as I was working on it, I was like, you know, this thing is so complicated. I think I'm going to wait until block 13 or 14 or one of the 13 to 20s. One of the 13 to 20s. But tomorrow's blocks we're actually going to do 2, because you do need that 12th block to even make this work. All right, so there is section number 1. Cute colors, huh? I like them. All right, so there's 1. And now we're going to put together section number 2. And I think I'm going to do these light, medium, dark. I know when we were doing some for the community service, we were doing some that were very, very similar. But I think it was just putting all jelly rolls together. I think we just joined them all together, and then, I don't know. I don't remember exactly how we did that. Miss Sheila, you might have to remind me, because my mind's drawing a blank how we did that. I don't think we had accent colors on the ends, did we? Anyway, so for that other quilt, though, that I was talking about, if you're interested, I think we're going to have to buy the 3 magazines to keep it within copyright parameters. But I'll check into that. I was actually going to see if I could contact the pattern maker and see what I needed to do about teaching it as a group, not as a paid for, because, you know, we don't have, this is all freebie stuff. It's not, I'm not asking for any money. It was just a jelly roll. Jelly roll race. That's neat. Okay, and then last one on. Just matching it up. Yeah, we did a couple like that. One time it was jelly rolls. One time it was strips, the strippy thing. That was cool. I think I still have some here. I think I might even put a couple of them into my scrappy quilt. But that was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that. And the pattern was so cute once you got it together. So if you guys are local and you don't have a guild or a group to join, please join us. We're the Manatee Patchworkers. When we get to start meeting again, we meet at the Oniko. Miss Sheila, you're going to have to put that on there because I have no idea. Contact the magazine. They own the pattern now. Oh, I did not even know that. Well, that's cool. Okay, I will contact the magazine. Yeah, it was a really, really cute quilt with bright yellows and oranges and reds and just really nice and bright and cheery. I mean, just really cheery. I mean, it really grabbed my attention. And, you know, a lot of quilts, you know, are cute and I like them and they're pretty and I go, ooh and ah. But this one was like, wow, I like that. Oniko United Methodist Church, that is it. I knew, I had them in there. I knew it was a Oniko and there was a Methodist in there somewhere, and I knew the church was on the end. That was as far as I could remember. Anyways, I do look forward to when we get to meet up again, because I feel like I'm Jones and I'm going through withdrawals for not having my monthly meeting, the right kind of monthly meeting. Get to spend time with my ladies and chit-chatting and doing our show and tell. And I miss that. You know, that's an integral part of our lives now. And then my Thursdays, I was the one, I did the every other Thursday, second and fourth Thursday, we had prickle meeting, the prickles, you know, and I didn't even get to do the last like month or two of those before this whole thing started. So now I'm really in a bad shape. Okay, so now you're going to iron them. You can iron them together, iron them open, closed, whichever way you want to do it. For these, it doesn't really, to me, it doesn't really matter. I say iron them to where it makes it less bulk for you. And sometimes that's ironing them open. All right, let's come on back over here. Okay. Here is my scrappy quilt. Thing is a monster. It's huge. I love it. I love it. I haven't even done that many big ones. Let me lower this just a little bit. At least so you can see the quilt a little bit better. I love this table. This table is an amazing tool. I know they're expensive, I know, because this is my second one, but they are so worth it. I mean, so worth it, especially if you like to stand, or you like to stand and, you know, or sit. These things are great for that, especially cutting. Man, I know my back goes crazy sometimes with all the cutting and leaning over and everything. Okay, so let's see. It's actually upside down. Let me turn it right side up. So I decided to do a really big pattern because it's so big. I probably shouldn't have. I probably should have done a much smaller one to try to make sure all the pieces stayed in there. But there's some of the quilting that I did on it. So this was the pattern right here. From there to there. Sorry. From there to there's the pattern. Now, if you look very carefully in the center of the star is a flamingo. I got my flamingo in there. So I did most of them in red. I did the actual quilting in blue, but I did the flamingos in red. It has a little bit of pink in it, but that's not all I did. So I decided to add a little bit more to it. So I went and quilted in, I don't know if you can read that, but it says love. And it's like really, really cute. I just went through all the patterns to see what was in there, and I found this one, and there's a gecko in here somewhere. Oh, here he is. Nope, that's not him. Yep, there he is. Okay, I found my gecko. This thing is heavy. It's going to be great for the bed. Where'd he go? There he is. Here's my gecko. He's in red too. I went ahead and went back and did him in red. I did that. And then on the bottom, there's a huge piece about this big. It says, you are special, and then it mirrors you are special upside down. Kind of like selfie kind of thing. And then on the other end, it says, HQ Pro Stitcher rocks. And it's all the way on the bottom. And they're all in red. And it's really, really cool. So I did that pattern, the shells, the star, and then the swirly heart all the way across and kind of big. You see how big that is, right? I did it kind of big. See, look at my hand. Usually I do a lot smaller, like about this big. But when I started, I was like, no, nope. I wanted it big and loopy, and it was perfect because I got my shell in there for my beach kind of theme. And then I was thinking more like a starfish kind of thing. And then, of course, the sea, the heart of the sea scrolls and rolls and waves and stuff. Anyways, yeah, I really, really love this. And you know, the whole time it was on my frame, all I did was ooh and ah over it because there's so many memories in here. You know, I look at the pieces and I'm like, almost every piece has a story, has a design, a reason for why it's in my stash, why it was in with my scraps. Scraps are stuff that's been used, you know, and most people would toss it out, but look at the value. This now has, it's almost priceless. I don't think I could put a price on this particular quilt with everything, all the memories that are in it. God, if I keep going like this, I'm gonna start crying. Okay, and see, I even at the last minute got the mermaid fabric in. That was definitely a last minute one. Anyways, that was, I hope you guys get to do a scrappy quilt because it was such a fun experience. Yeah, it was a little frustrating at times because even when it was on the frame, I had to go back and stitch a couple places that popped open on me. But you know what? I would do it again. I would definitely do it again. I mean, this was just so much fun. And I got to share it with you guys. I got to do all that stitching, and I got to do it with you guys. Okay, and it's heavy. Oh my gosh, it's a monster. And it doesn't even have wool. It's not even wool. It's just a lightweight 100% cotton batting. And then I used I'm one of those people, I hate seams. I hate seams. If I can avoid them, I do. So this is actually a 108, and it took up most of the fabric. I think I only had about that much left over at the bottom. So that tells you how big this monster is. All right, ladies, where are we at? Well, it's a quarter after. Tell me about your weekend. How are things going this weekend? Did you guys go stir crazy too? I looked Joann's up on the internet because I'm running so low on everything, you know, interfacing. I keep hoping that I'll get back in there just when they've gotten some elastic in or something, which I actually like that black fabric that I got for the earpieces because it's so soft. It's so soft and it's stretchy. It's stretchier than the elastic, and not overly stretchy either. I mean, because I have some that was just way too stretchy. And y'all get to see my fat. I know I keep talking about it. It's only because I'm so mad at myself. Okay, so anyways, so I was hoping to get back over there and just pick up a few things that I need. And so I looked them up online yesterday. I thought, I can't imagine they would be open on Easter. But I looked and it says closes at 6. And so I went ahead and rode over there, and sure enough, they were closed, which is good. I'm glad they were. They should have been closed. There's no reason for them to be open on Easter. But just on the in case that they were open, I went ahead and ran over there real quick. Sorry about that. So I was, I don't know, where was I? She distracted me. Oh, sorry, my eyes watering again. I know. And you know what's really bad is you're not supposed to be touching your face at all right now, and I can't seem to help it. I just, you know, we do things and we just don't realize, sorry. We just don't realize how bad it is for us now. You know, like, you never really, I mean, you should have always been careful about touching your face, but, I mean, now it's like detrimental for you to touch your face, which is so rough, difficult to deal with. Ooh, working in the garden. All right. I like that, Brenda. Just got the interfacing from home, so it looks good. Only took about really? I'll have to definitely go on there. I tried it again. I tried to order from, and I don't know if it's just my PayPal or what. I'm going to have to call PayPal and find out what's up. But I tried to order from Joann's, and when I got to the end of the thing, you know, to set up for a pickup, it wouldn't take my PayPal. It's like it just kept kicking it back. It didn't even give me anything. Like, didn't say, you know, can't do this. It's, you know, wrong number or anything like that. It just said, it just came back to the original screen. So I checked PayPal to make sure I hadn't been billed, and I hadn't. So I don't know what's up with that. I'll have to call PayPal. And then I tried on, I think I even went on Home Sews and was having trouble with that as well. Because I'm trying, everything I've got into my PayPal. And so I'm just trying to make sure I use that money for buying more supplies. So if I'm going to be locked out of there, I'm really going to be in trouble. Anyways. But gardening, we, when the whole thing started, we decided we would go ahead and start a garden. Which we have some herbs. Like we have basil and cilantro and rosemary. Love rosemary. It's like one of my favorites. I wish I knew how to infuse it into oil because I love oil-infused rosemary or rosemary-infused, no, oil-infused rosemary. Yeah, that's how that goes, right? Right? And garlic. Olive oil infused with garlic. Oh, man, that stuff is great. And I love cooking with it. And I just love the smell of that stuff. Anyways, so we have a lot of that stuff out there. But then we decided while we were out doing our grocery shopping at Sam's, we just picked up a few more pieces like blueberries. We picked up a blueberry bush and a blackberry bush. I can't wait to see if those actually grow. I have fond memories of the blackberry bush. When we lived in South Carolina, our church owned a pool, a neighborhood pool. And back then, there was still some splits in the races, and the local pool was members only. So they kind of got to pick and choose who got to go to the pool. So when Tom bought the pool, he said, "Oh no, it's open to anybody." And so it didn't matter who you were, your, you know, how much money you made or your skin color. He's like, "Come on in. You can pay the $3 to get in the door. You can go swimming." And anyway, so they had the pool cage that went, of course, all the way around the pool. And there was blackberries that used to grow, and me and the kids, we'd go out and we'd pick blackberries. Man, I remember being covered in blackberries. Fond memories. It even grew wild on the side of the road. Sometimes you could find a whole little patch on the side of the road and you just go pick blackberries. I used to try to find all kinds of different recipes for blackberries. Right now I'm trying to find recipes for tomatoes because we had a lot of tomatoes. Apparently the packing house sold them dirt cheap and my sister gave me a bunch, and now I have tomatoes I've got to figure out what to do something with before they go bad. Anybody got any good tomato recipes? I tried spaghetti sauce once. That didn't turn out so well. Anyways, I just realized my light's been in the wrong place. I've got this huge shadow across the left side of my face. Sorry guys. I just look a little more dramatic, that's all. Anyways, so I'm still working on masks. As you see, my mask, it's not quite finished yet. I still got straps to put on it. These are some of the ones I've been working on. These are supposed to be out in the mail today. See my flamingos. And I got Tweety Bird, and thank you to Miss Janice. She helped me find some camo fabric, so I got my start of my camos. And here's a really cute one. I like this one. I'm not even sure where this came from, but it was in my stash. I've been trying to use up my stash for this. Zippers. How cute, huh? And what else is in there? Flip-flops, my favorite. My favorite is the flip-flops. I got some flip-flops in there. Ooh, and check out this one. That's a men's mask, I think. I think sometimes I have to go back and lay the pattern on top to see if it was the right size. I still pick them and go out every year and pick on side of a road or travel in the woods. I ain't ashamed. Really? You can put tomatoes in the freezer? I did not know that. I didn't know you could do that to milk, but my mom used to do that all the time. You know, Miss Sheila, I may have to come and raid your stash of interfacing. I'll pay you. One of the other things I used to do, thinking about recipes, I used to I teached at a small Christian school. We probably had probably less than 20 kids. 20 yards? Yeah, I'm coming to your house. Anyways, so we had about less than 50 kids. And so every October-ish, I would buy a couple pumpkins and we would go to the skating rinks, which the church on the skating rink as well. The skating rink and the pool was together. So I'd go to their kitchen and I would cook the pumpkin and we would scrape it out. Oh, Miss Janice. Sorry, I thought that was Miss Sheila said that. Sorry, Miss Janice. Yes, I'm coming to your house. I'm going to come raid your stash. Anyways, and so I would get them to scoop it out. This is all stuff that they had to do together. And we would find all these recipes for pumpkins. I loved it. That was so much fun. So much fun. I have so many fond memories of pumpkin making, and I still wish I could do that. 45 wide. That'd be great. 45 wide? Yeah. Anyways. Well, if you guys have any memories like that you would like to share, just make sure that it's, you know, nothing too specific. I'm very, very cautious about what we post on Facebook because the other day, just earlier today, I was looking and somebody had asked, like, your first job, you know, what was the first job you had in Manitou County, blah, blah, blah. And people are answering these questions. I'm like, y'all, that's a security question. You know, please don't, you know, watch what you post on Facebook. If it even sounds remotely like some of the questions they ask you for your security questions, don't just give that stuff over. Not like that. I know it's nice to get to know people. And Lord knows I've probably given you so much information about me. You could probably write my own book for me. But be careful, okay? There's people out there that's all they do is try to find out, you know, troll. Okay, there we go. I'm back on now. Sorry. It like bleeped out on me for a second. Well, Miss Sheila's got some too. I know where I need to go to get myself some interfacing. All right, guys. Well, it's about 4:30-ish. Anybody got anything else to talk about today? I told you that was a really simple block. That one is so easy. You could work that thing up in a couple hours. You could do a whole quilt top just with jelly rolls and accent fabrics. And it's just, especially, like I said, if you make it a little bit wide, those accents a little bit wider, you know, a little bit longer, you could really do some really cool designs with that, you know, just kind of vary, you know, the stages of the cutoffs. But that one is really, really simple, really easy. But I wanted to add it in there, and if I tried to do it like a 12.5-inch block, it kind of loses a little something. So I liked it a lot better when doing it the whole way. But again, it's like 3 of the blocks. Yeah. Like 3, no, it's 4 of them, 4 blocks. So 12.5, 6.5, 6, yeah, no, 12.5 by 48. 12.5 by 48, that's 4 blocks. So you get to add 4 blocks in like one fell swoop. Bam. You got it. All right, ladies. It's about time to go for today. I've had some fun. Got to give you some more lowdown on me. I want to hear some lowdown on you guys. Pretty soon you guys are going to know me better than me know me. Oh, now I get to do masks. That's what I get to do next, mask. Like I said, I got about 2 sets of these I need to have in the mail today. I'm almost done. I got one that's I just need a couple more, and then the other one I pretty much have the whole thing I got to do. Oh, no, I got one I'm almost done with. I got 2 I'm almost done with, and one I have to start from scratch. But I'm getting there. I'm getting there. My sister-in-law came by and picked hers up yesterday, and she was like, here's your money. Here's your money. And I'm like, here's your bag. Here's your bag. She had her mask on. I kind of forgot to put mine on as I walked out the door. But anyways, it's funny, you know, it just can't get used to all of the precautions we have to take now. Ooh, I finally got those headbands down. I finally got a pattern for headbands. The ones with the little buttons on them. So I think I've finally got that figured out. And I've got this wide, I don't know, I think here. Yeah. Well, this one, I actually cut it because I was trying to see how bad it would fray, and this one frayed really bad. This is actually wristband elastic. I assume it's maybe for like cosplay or something. Anyways, it comes in like 3 yards, and it's about this wide. And I use about this much on the back side of the headband. So you can use a regular cotton fabric, and then just put the elastic on the end. And then it's from the, it's actually about, I think I do about 5 inches. So 5 inches of this, just stitch down just to the very edge, just real close. And then from here, 2.5 inches up is from the base of the head to the ear. So if that helps. So 5 inches of elastic. And the wide one is not necessarily the best one because I noticed that it kind of buckles in the back, but I like it. I've got a bunch of it anyways. So the thinner elastic would probably be better, but I like the way it fits onto the fabric. So I can do a 2.5 inch wide, 2.5 inch wide, 2 inch wide fabric to make the headband. Anyways, sent out another 20 this morning. Doesn't seem real that we are doing this. I know, right? Holy cow, who knew? Who knew what we were going to have to go through? I mean, I had no idea. And I just can't even imagine what the businesses are going through right now. You know, when we had that huge downturn back in 2008, 2009, people were unprepared for that. And it kind of taught a lot of people that we had to have a reserve, you know, money set aside for when things happen. And so probably, I'd like to think that a lot of people kind of heeded that and have a little bit of money in reserve. But there's a lot of these mom and pop shops that, you know, they work on a shoestring budget. You know, they get by month to month, week to week sometimes, you know, so I can't imagine what this is like for them right now. I remember, I mean, we had a photography studio that did not take the 2008 downturn very well at all. We lost our business. We lost everything. We lost our home. We lost our business. We lost it all. But, you know, it's only stuff. You know, you rebuild. And that's what this is all about. It's about, you know, you go through the hard times and you deal with it, and then you start rebuilding. When the time comes, you start rebuilding. You start making your life all over again, you know. And the money, you can't take it with you. You can leave it behind, but they'll probably squander it too. But I don't know. My life has been such a series of seasons. There's been good times, there's been tough times, there's been horrible times. Probably the hardest time for me was my divorce. I took that really hard. But you know, when you got to be strong for everybody else, you cry when no one's looking. You cry in the car when you're beating out of tune on your steering wheel, you know, lamenting about how it ain't right. I think Creed was on one time playing their song. What's that one that when he talks about lead me? God, I think I really sang that one really loud and beating on the steering wheel, tears pouring down my face, just wishing life would get better, wishing that it would change. And it did. You know, it didn't turn out the way I thought it was going to turn out, because I really thought, you know, he would come back eventually, but he didn't. And you know what? It's okay, because God took care of me anyways. Gave me a wonderful husband that treats me like a queen. I've never felt so loved. It feels pretty great. Hope you still do this after everything goes back. You know, I've been thinking about that. I think I might. If you guys are enjoying it, I'm afraid I'm going to run out of patterns. But maybe we can just kind of do it as a quilt kind of thing. You know, we'll pick a quilt and we'll work on it together or something. I don't know. We'll figure it out. We'll do something. Which I was doing these before, but they were kind of a class situation where you paid, you know, X amount of dollars, you got your kit, and then we would get together one night a week on Wednesday nights for 2, 3, sometimes 4 weekend Wednesdays, and then we would do the actual quilt together, and everybody had the same fabric. Or there was one where I let you pick like a red or green or something like that. I think I had 3 different colors you could pick from. Maybe it was 4. I don't know. Anyways, I'm learning so much. Oh, thank you, Miss Brenda. Thank you. That makes me feel so good because, you know, you always want to feel like, you know, what you're doing is valuable. And since I love quilting so much, I would probably do it anyways. I just love quilting. I love sewing. I remember doing a lot of it from for my kids. Before I ever learned how to quilt, I was sewing for my kids, making clothes for my kids. Of course, and before it was my kids, it was my dolls. So I feel like I've been sewing most of my lifetime. I think I've been sewing longer than I was pregnant. I felt like I was always pregnant. 5 kids and you feel like you're pregnant forever. Anyways. Oh, you guys. You were so great to sit here and listen to me babble on. But I hope it's doing some good for you. I hope it's giving you something to listen to that's not irritating. I was listening to a YouTube video last night, and I enjoyed her YouTube video. I did, but her tonal range was a little annoying, but it was very valuable. I enjoyed the video, but I know how it can be if, you know, you're worried that you're making somebody's ears bleed. So hopefully my tonal range doesn't make your ears want to bleed. See, this thing just keeps unraveling. It's like crazy. It would definitely not make good elastic for what we were doing. Anyways, yeah, come post your stuff on there. You know, let me see your mass that you're making. Let me see what quilts you're working on, because it's as encouraging for me as it is for you guys. And thank you for everyone who has been posting. I know Miss Janice's last quilt she posted, you know, her last block. That was really neat. I think that was even not quite the same color she had been doing before. At least that's what I was thinking. But anyways, and don't forget, we only have like one more day before we do the drawing. So make sure you've got your name in for this drawing. And I think pretty much everybody that's on right now that I can see, I think they do have it in there. But if you know of anybody else, make sure you send them a little message to tell them to register if they want to get it. Actually, I don't even think I took a picture of it. But anyways, you guys are great. You can get it out there. And then don't forget to share and see if we can get some more people on. I did notice that there's quite a few lives going on during the day. I think there was another one going on at 3 o'clock. Might have been through Singer or something. Anyways, there's a lot going on. So I appreciate you spending this hour with me and just chit-chatting. You guys, you have fun while we're working. Post. I want to see stuff. I want to see quilts. Because it encourages me as much as it does you. All right, guys. Well, my husband made it back with the chicken wire. I decided I was going to do one of those picture frames with chicken wire in it, and then do like little clips in it. Clips I got lots of those little, you know, look like clothes hangers. I got lots of those, so that part I don't have a problem with. And now I have the chicken wire. Now I just need a really pretty frame that's about a 20 by 24. But I'm sure I can dig one up from somewhere. I'd say I'd run to Goodwill and find one that way, but probably can't run to Goodwill. They're probably not even open right now. Anyways, you guys have a fun day. Enjoy your quilting. Sorry it was pretty simple, but hopefully it'll do for you what I think it's going to do for you. You guys are great. Love you so much. You have a wonderful day. Stay safe and keep us all informed. Mwah.